Chapter 5, The Secret. A restless sleep combined with the image of an eerie figure in the snow has only convoluted what my little gray cells must consider. I should not have expected this to be a simple case. I have been lied to, at least by one of the guests. Their alibis all confirm each other's. But I know this not to be true. How the Major was involved with the blackmail eludes me for now. Once I have confirmed whether he was the author of the recipient, I can consider my next step in my investigation. All right, time for a nap. Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Good morning, Detective. You slept well?
I'm afraid I did not. I was hoping for at least a moment of pleasant slumber, but alas, it was not to be. Finding the Major's killer is the only thing that will put my mind at ease.
In that case, Detective, what can I do to help?
While watching the snow fall last night, I swear I saw a silhouette of a figure standing in the
In
garden.
that snow. If someone was out there, we'd have another body on our hands.
I realize how strange it sounds. I would not believe it myself if I had not seen it with my own eyes.
Staff have reported seeing things in the dark before, but it always just turns out to be shadows. It was likely just your mind playing tricks.
I did not see Mademoiselle Elizabeth last night.
I'm afraid our Lizzie is not well. I think the events of yesterday were too much for her. We'll have to just make do without her this morning.
As Wordsworth once stated, rest and be thankful. Perhaps a chance of peace and relaxation will work wonders.
I'd like to also speak with Madame Van den Bosch at her earliest convenience.
She is currently eating breakfast alone in the dining room. It's how she prefers it. But if you wish to speak with her now.
It is important I speak with her, but perhaps it is better to allow her to finish. I do not wish to upset her before I have even asked my first question. I could perhaps investigate the garden for any evidence of the figure from last night. Would you permit me access to the house telephone?
I would, but I'm afraid I found this morning that the telephone lines aren't working. The snow continued through the night and must
All of
have
a
damaged
sudden.
them. Even if we could use the telephone, I don't think anyone would be able to reach us.
In that case, it will be up to myself alone to solve the case.
I'll let you know if anything changes. But until some of the snow clears, enough for the carriages to arrive, we are snowed in.
Although I am not able to call upon or leave the house to find help from the local authorities, it also means none of the guests are able to leave. I have until the snow clears to find not only Mademoiselle Angeline's blackmailer, but also the Major's killer, the Major's body.
Taken care of. Master Demir and his brother, after sobering up, helped me move him into the cellar. Best place for the time being.
Très bien. I imagine there is no reason for anyone to go down there.
Besides me, no one. Once this snow clears, we will be able to move him from the house.
Your assistance has been most valuable as always.
Inspect the garden, talk to Cassandra. So I can go outside now? Yep. Oh, Cassandra was right there. I think that was her. Finding evidence of the figure from last night will, on one hand, confirm I am not seeing things as Monsieur Sterling suggested, but on the other pose even more questions that must be answered. Oh, a well-made lighter with the insignia of a military regiment. The major must have dropped it. There's something right here too, right? Yeah. Footprints.
Huh.
There is a small trail of footprints in the snow. The major was seen walking around here yesterday. Garden tools have been left out, presumably before the snow fell. They must have been left out for collection. I cannot see any more making it through the snow. Oh, this snow. Can I go over here? No. The house is completely snowed in. It does not look like we shall be going anywhere anytime soon. The snow is still falling and I am hardly dressed for the occasion. Perhaps Madame Van den Bosch has finished her breakfast and is ready to answer my questions. No, not her. Oh, dining room. While I must speak with Madame Van den Bosch, I should also take this opportunity to talk to Mademoiselle Rehana in the kitchen.
Bonjour, madame. May I offer my condolences for your loss?
Thank you, detective, but they are not.
Bonjour, madame. May I offer my condolences for your loss?
Thank you, detective, but they are not necessary. What can I do for you?
I was hoping you would be prepared to answer some questions.
If I must.
Why would someone want to kill the major?
I'm sure you're aware he was not the easiest man to get along with. His hot temper made him a number of foes.
A hot temper is reason enough to kill a man.
His mouth often acted before his brain. Perhaps someone had grown tired of dealing with it.
You suggested why someone might kill him, but who do you believe would do it?
Seeing as I heard Mr. Becker's in what I would describe as an unnecessarily loud exchange of words yesterday, he would be my first suspect.
You heard them yourself.
How could I not? The volume they were shouting at, I could hear them from the study in my room.
You did not think it fitting to tell me this yesterday?
I didn't think Felix was going to wind up dead and a murderer loose in my house. My apologies, detective.
Although I must learn more of this argument, it is not Madame that I expect the answers to come from, rather Monsieur Becker's. He has a great deal of explaining to do. A letter was found in the major's study.
I assume you are talking about the supposed blackmail letter.
Yes, ma'am.
Oui, madame.
Oh, wait.
You know of it?
It arrived shortly after the first. Rather coincidental, if you ask me.
I'm not sure I understand what you're trying to say, madame.
He no doubt had secrets hidden away. But do you honestly think Felix had anything of value to his name worth threatening him for?
Perhaps you should enlighten me.
Well, he was here, living in my house, eating my food, prepared by my staff. Does
Being
that
a bum.
answer your question, detective?
How do you think the majors came to have the letter?
I wouldn't put it past him to have written it himself in the hopes of getting some sympathy from me.
And the other letters?
He probably wrote those too. If Angeline paid the first, that would have given him the money to pay the second letter. He is the White Knight, saves the day, and expects to live here happily ever after.
I did not expect Madame Van den Busch to be so blunt with her thoughts toward the Major. I was under the impression there was more to their friendship, not the less. It is quite the nefarious, I don't know, plan that Madame has laid out for the Major. I'm not sure I can believe he would go to such levels of deceit. I'm sure Mademoiselle Angeline will have an opinion on the matter. I'd like to ask about Monsieur de Silva.
What is it you wish to know?
You two have been friends for some time now. And while I do not mean to pry, has your relationship only...
If you are trying to insinuate that Mr. De Silva and I are running around like schoolchildren, you could not be further from the truth. He was friends with my husband, for goodness sake.
Oui, I understand they worked together. Investments, if I am correct.
Mr. De Silva was the voice of reason that my husband should have listened to more often, instead of throwing our money at businesses that were already on the verge of bankruptcy.
Merci, madame. I shall not bother you any further.
Talk to Rihanna. Where is she, Rihanna? You talking about Rihanna or Rihanna? Let me search this whole room. I wonder how many travel expeditions have been planned while enjoying the contents of the globe.
Huh.
Madame Van den Busch collection of art extends further than just paintings.
Aha.
The fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the house.
Huh.
Same thing. Probably same thing. Yep. Same thing. Yep. This area does not pertain to my current investigations. Nothing. Go to kitchen. There does not seem to be anything of interest in here. Rihanna.
Bonjour, madame. You must be the wonderful cook.
Wonderful and modest, sir. I am Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Taste buds, thank you for the ravishing meal last night. It has been some time since I ate so well.
Glad to hear it, sir.
S'il te plaît, madame. A detective is fine.
In that case, mademoiselle is fine for me, and I will ignore your presumption of marriage.
I like Rihanna. You have been with the Van den Busch family for quite some time.
That's right. I've seen staff come and go, but a house always needs a trustworthy cook.
I agree. But if I was to eat what you prepare every day, I fear I may be the size of La Maison.
Right.
Not a bad thing, detective. You could...
Well, with the snow still not clearing, we may be stuck here for the weekend. Perhaps I should look to adjust my pantalon buttons.
I understand you took some ice to the majors
I
yesterday.
did. Monsieur Archie told me what had happened. Bruises can swell fast, so I took him some ice to bring it down.
Real one? Strange. Monsieur Sterling told me it was the major that requested the ice.
How was the Major when you saw him?
Grumpy. As all.
I suppose one would not take kindly to being punched as he was.
Punched or not, he was as ungrateful as ever.
Hmm.
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
Oh, oui? I have gathered all I need from Madame Van den Bosch and Mademoiselle Rihanna. I shall return to the Great Hall. And just search this room. The cook has
Ooh.
obviously used them for quite some time, judging by their condition. Hello. Let's get up out of here. Go to the hall. Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Whatever you need.
Your assistant has been
Yeah? Oh. Maybe her?
Good morning, Detective. I hope you were comfortable last night.
Now without you, baby.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. The room was more than pleasant, merci. I'm afraid my mind was not in a state to enjoy it to its full potential, though.
I can't imagine any of us slept soundly last night.
Hopefully, guilt will be weighing heavily on someone's shoulders this morning.
Perhaps on more than one set.
Sorry if I was not much help last night, Detective.
On the contrary, your inside knowledge of the guests was of great help to my investigation. But there are many more questions that require answers.
What were your feelings towards the major's position in the house?
His position? You mean about him living here?
Yes, ma'am.
Oui, even
Oh,
in
oui.
a house this size, you must see a lot of each other.
I enjoyed having him here. When I was away with Gideon, it was comforting to know Maman was not alone. Although his work with Mr. Da Silva has kept him away from the house of late.
What can you tell me about their relationship, working or otherwise?
There is not much to tell, only that there is no love lost between them.
Do you know what their business entailed?
He was always quite private about his work. I know that he was helping Mr. Da Silva with some safety matters.
I found a check addressed to the Major from Monsieur Da Silva. It noted security consulting.
Ah, that's right, security. With his military training, he helped Mr. Da Silva prepare for any trouble with the strikes.
Although the major's death has taken precedence, there has been a development in the blackmail case.
A development? Oh, Detective, I knew I could count on you.
It may not be the news you had wished for, though. Another letter has been found.
Addressed to me? I don't know how much more I can take of this.
Pardonnez-moi, mademoiselle. Although it has been written in the same manner, using similar phraseology, it was not sent for your eyes, rather the Major's. Or at least that is how it seems.
I'm sorry, Detective, I don't understand. It is addressed to him or not?
I found it in the Major's study yesterday while conducting my preliminary search. Whether he is the author of the letter or the recipient, I am still yet to discover.
Could the major have been behind the blackmail?
Heavens no, he could not do that.
You did not hesitate for a moment.
Why would he do such a thing? And then to send a letter to himself. It just doesn't make sense.
True.
Merci for your time, mademoiselle. You are to a detective what an umbrella is to a traveler on a wet day.
I mean,
Useful.
Exactement.
okay. Rihanna. Angeline disputes the Major being the blackmailer. Angeline knows the Major well. Rihanna took Ice to the Major on her own accord. Rihanna said the Major didn't thank her. Rihanna has worked with the family for years.
I must take a different
Cassandra believes the Major was the blackmailer. Mm, I'm gonna guess.
I must act. Is there something?
Okay, so those two. Wait. Okay, wait. What's the other one? There's only 3 blinking. What's the other one? It's only 3 blinking. I don't know where the other one's at.
What a revelation!
Angelina and Cassandra have different impressions of the Major. There must be a reason for this. Or maybe it's this one and that one.
Come, my little grey cells. We must.
Angeline.
Magnifique.
Okay. One can't be surprised with Angeline and Felix bond. He's been a figure in her life for so long. Talk to Angeline.
Is there something I can help you with, Detective?
Your maman did not describe her friendship with the Major in such a positive
You
light.
have got the wrong end of the stick, Detective. Maman has snapped at him recently, but it was nothing more than that. It was something to do with the letter. I heard them in the library before Maman shouted and he stormed out of the room past me.
Could it have been the blackmail letter that instigated their argument?
Why would Maman be upset with him over the letter?
Madame is of a very different opinion from yourself regarding his connection with the letters. She believes him to be the author.
That is what she told you? She has always been one to make a quick, if not rash decision, but she cannot truly believe that.
Was the Major aware you had paid the first blackmail letter?
I don't recall telling him directly. I did not want Maman to find out it had been paid. If he knew, surely she would.
Madame believes he may have been behind all the letters, and taking your payment of the first, then used it to pay the second and be the hero in you and your mother's eyes.
I never knew Maman had such an imagination. Where would she get a story like that from?
That is a question I was hoping you may be able to answer.
You have met him. Do you really think he's capable of such a devious plan?
It is a plan only the most crooked and underhanded could create. Is that the Major?
Oops. The more I think on Madame's story, the more ridiculous and absurd it sounds. But that does not mean it can be ruled out.
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
Hmm. Angeline questions Cassandra, reasoning for the mayor's blackmail. Cassandra wasn't happy with the Major. Hmm.
This will not get me any closer. Order and method. cannot see the logic.
Sandra wasn't happy and Gideon paid it off.
Another success.
I wonder if the blackmail had a greater effect on their relationship than expected. Talk to Angelina again. Oops.
Is there something I can help you with, Detective?
Was the arrival of the blackmail letter was what caused the tension in Madame and the Major's relationship?
I'm afraid it had been that way for some time. Maman is not forthcoming with her emotions, as I'm sure you are aware. But I could tell she had not been happy with their arrangement for the last few months.
What gave you that impression?
There was not one particular thing that she expressed. It was just the way she spoke to him and of him when he wasn't present.
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
Whatever you need.
Your assistant.
The hell? Where am I supposed to go?
Is there something
I shall not keep you any.
Oh, over here.
Bonjour, Monsieur Damir.
Detective Poirot, how are you?
The truth, monsieur. With each step towards uncovering the blackmailer, I am thrown 2 steps back as to the identity of the Major's killer.
Is there something I can help you with?
After investigating the crime scene yesterday, I asked Monsieur Sterling to move the body.
Archibald came to me and asked for my help in the matter. My brother and I dealt with it.
Merci for your help. It is a job that only the professionals should have to undertake.
It's a job that had to be done, although it may have affected my brother more than I.
How so?
At the sight of the body, the color drained from his face. Once we had reached the cellar, Zachariah took himself straight off to bed, without even a good night.
While in the study, I noticed the Major's safe was locked. Would you know who has access?
Felix and Madame Vandenbosch are the only ones with keys, as far as I'm aware. Oh, and Archibald. I'm sure I heard Felix asking him to return something to it once.
I wonder why Monsieur Sterling did not mention this previously. Have you spoken with your brother this morning?
I have not seen him since last night. I'm sure he will have been fine after a good night's sleep.
I imagine the alcohol would have acted as a sufficient sleeping aid.
He does not need his younger brother checking in on him.
Perhaps that is exactly what he requires.
I'm not sure what he told you yesterday, Detective, but he's a big boy. He can look after himself.
I worry that may not be the case, monsieur. His time in the war came up in conversation more than once during our conversations.
He's still talking about it? I thought talking to the doctor would have stopped all of that.
Merci, monsieur. Comtesse, I wonder if I could ask you some questions.
That is it, detective? No small talk? No inflating of one's
Now we're getting straight to the business.
I am afraid not, Comtesse. With the murderer still loose in the house, my mind is rather preoccupied.
Well then, detective, perhaps I can be of some assistance.
Comment, madame?
I thought you might like to know what I found on the Major's body.
I demand to know who gave you permission to see the Major's body.
That certainly piqued your interest.
A man has been murdered, and you find it acceptable to fool around and joke.
Right. This bitch.
Oh, please, detective. Do you really think so little of me? Archibald asked for my assistance. He knows of my medical training from my days as a nurse, and I thought I would be able to help. Even if it has been some years.
It was not his place to grant you access to the body.
I shall remember to keep my assistance to myself next time.
What did you recover or discover on the body?
A single stab wound, which you no doubt already knew. The knife was held in their right hand. I would say their predominant hand.
I pride myself on order and method, and this is far from either. A suspect in a murder investigation has examined the very victim that they are suspected of killing. It is like something out of a crime novel.
Judging by the depth of the wound, I would say there was no great force put into the strike. If I had to say what weapon was used, a small sharp knife or dagger.
This may confirm my suspicion of the mayor's knife being used to kill
I
him.
understand it may be difficult for one to keep such information to yourself, but I ask you to try. Your involvement has already tainted my investigation.
You are welcome, detective.
When my superior officers hear the going on in this house, I will surely be seeing the green fields of the countryside once more. I must do all I can to redeem the reputation I have worked to build, starting with finding the killer.
S'il vous plaît, Comtesse. Keep this information to yourself.
Yeah, I doubt it. Bitch sound like she got a big mouth. I don't know exactly what to do with it. One and 0. Zachariah was shocked by the major's corpse. Zachariah was therapized after the war. Gideon claims Archibald has access to the safe. Archibald asks Margox to inspect the body.
I must act on thought.
Brothers move the body.
This will not get me.
Oh no.
I must take a different
Where's it at? Where's the answer? Up here.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I've heard of the men returning physically from war, but their minds remain on the battlefield. I've heard that too. Talk to Gideon. I don't even know where Gideon is. Or who is Gideon? Right here.
If it will help you find the Major's killer, of course.
Your brother was seeing a doctor.
When he returned from the war, he was a different man. Everything became about what he had seen.
I cannot speak from experience, but I can only imagine the horrors he must have witnessed.
The first weeks he would wake in the night, screaming. I found him one night, cowering behind the desk in the study. And when I tried to help him out from beneath it, well, that was the first time I had ever feared for my life.
That is not why you two are no longer close?
And not at all, Detective. We were always very different in nature. While I had always wanted to follow an academic path, Zachariah was more of a free spirit. Or at least as free as our father and the laws would allow.
And yet, he ended up in the military. Quite the contrast.
Our father demanded that he at least try to do something with his life. And when some of his friends joined the army, he signed up with them. It wasn't long before he moved out from the family home after his return from the army. I always assumed that he had put the war and everything that came with it behind him and was moving on. But now I see that is far from the truth.
I believe I have gathered everything that is required. Monsieur Sterling will be able to assist me in gaining access to the major study. Talk to Archie. Gotta talk to my boy Arch. What up, Archie?
Whatever you need, Detective.
I wish to inspect the major study again.
Certainly, Detective.
This room is still a crime scene and should have remained untouched, but it looks like as though it has been ransacked. I requested Monsieur Sterling to have the body wrapped and moved, which has been done, thankfully. What else? What else has on in here? Gotta find out. Oh, there's a letter. Someone was obviously looking for something in the particular in the major's document. These accounts have been roughly rifled through. The major has recently taken out a large loan, and the interest rate is astronomical. Ooh, I don't even want to know. Addressed to the major with no return address. I must admit, side by side, there is a striking resemblance between Mirror et Filet. Perhaps such flattery is the way to win over Madame Van den Busch. Man, she got a wagon on her. How strange. The Viscount was also present in the picture, but has been folded out. I did not think there was any hostility between the Major and the late Viscount. They opened the safe. How strange. I could not access this yesterday, but now it has been left wide open. Scratches are obvious around the lock. Someone in this house was eager to see the safe's contents. A half-sealed letter addressed to Madame Van den Bosch from the Major. I am not one to read others' private mail, but under these circumstances, my dearest Cassandra, it feels as though it has been an age since I have been able to set my eyes on you. A day I have waited for so impatiently. I keep the photographs of us together at the lake close to my heart, always. I cannot wait to see how young Angeline has grown. Her beauty will surely soon reach that of her mother's. I hope the gifts from the Orient reached you fine. They are really something to behold. The work has kept me away for so long is drawing to a close, and I will be returning to the continent within the months. At your request, I have found accommodation in the city. It pains me to think of being so close and yet unable to be with you every moment, but if it eases your worry, I shall not continue to question it. I will arrange for a visit to the house, and older friend returning will surely raise minimal suspicion. I understand that the Viscount is also currently out of the country. I hope you have not felt the strain of loneliness take over, and it will not be long until we are reunited. Until that day, until the end of mine, my heart is yours, Major Felix Hagen. It seems there is a great deal with Madame Van den Bosch and the major relationship that she has withheld. It is clear from this letter that their affection for one another has been more than that of friendship for some time. The mention of young Angeline suggests it may go back as far as 20 years. Damn, 20 years? What's this? That's it. High interest, large sum.
Come, my little Grey Cells.
What about ransom value?
I should not be
There we go.
surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The major paid the letter that was addressed to him. He must have been worried enough that something would be released to the public. But what? The major paid the blackmail ransom, high interest.
Order and method. That is the
Okay.
way to solve the problem.
Let's see. Paid the blackmail ransom. Unsent, confessed love. What about this one? Let's try this one. I doubt
Is
it.
there
No.
something?
About ransom value.
I cannot see the logic in this.
What's the answer? Where's it out there? Right here. Oh, and Cassandra. Angelina attached to the major and Angelina Cassandra. Dude.
Some would say a lucky guess.
The hidden photos of them along with Angelina's attachment to prove, or to him proves he cared deeply for them. The major cared about Cassandra. Maybe this one and that one.
I must act on thought
No.
and
What about this one and this one?
I must take a different approach if I...
Okay, what about... What about this one?
Things are beginning to
Hey.
become...
I believe the major would do everything to remain in the comfortable life he's accustomed to. But would he stoop so low as to fake a blackmail letter? Major faked the blackmail letter? Unsent?
Come, my
Oh.
little Grace.
What about over here? No, paid the ransom.
Another
Oh, okay.
success.
The evidence shows the major was not the author of the blackmail letter. The major was a victim just like Mademoiselle Angeline. Whoever it is that is penning these letters knows a great deal about many people. I wonder how many more have received similar letters. The certain connection between the major and the ransom has been resolved. The major was being blackmailed. The letters were not written by his hand. What remains unsolved is why the major was being blackmailed. 2 cases of extortion under one roof. The question of their relationship must be asked. The major's secret is anything but obvious from his letters. I now have a blackmailer and a murderer and their weapon to find. If the correct process is followed, they shall be found swiftly. I should take my leave. This room has already revealed enough new insights into the madame's and major's lives.
Detective Poirot, I have been asked to inform you that Lady Vandenbosch has returned to her room, and she wishes not to be disturbed.
Merci.
Right on, Arch.
Madame certainly has mastered the art of subtlety.
They may not be the exact words she used, but I'm sure you can imagine. Excuse me, I have some further duties to attend to in the pantry.
Perhaps I should take this opportunity to search the top floor now. There is no one to disturb me. There is one room that holds particular interest. I should inspect the storage room while I have this rare opportunity. Ooh. And let's go search that room. Oh, this is the upstairs. Cassandra, what are you doing in here?
Detective Poirot, what do you think you are doing in here?
Trying to fuck.
I have something I wish to discuss with you.
Well, I hope it is important enough to justify barging into one's bedroom.
I assure you it is.
Good, because this has gone on far too long. We are snowed in this house while a murderer runs amok.
I can understand your frustrations, but it is not as simple as...
You were once an incompetent officer, and now it seems you are just as incompetent as a detective.
If I was not
Wow.
being lied to and misled at every turn, perhaps the murderer would already be in custody.
I hope you are not suggesting I had something to do with Felix's murder.
I am suggesting that if I had the support that everyone claims they are offering, we would be in a very different situation.
If you have something you want to ask, I suggest you ask me now.
I was not aware of the major had been so close to your daughter.
We met before Angeline was born, so he was often at the house when she was growing up.
And where was it you two met?
I was attending an event. Felix was also in attendance as a serving officer. A conversation was struck.
So it was not through the Viscount that you two met?
I did not require my husband to start conversations on my behalf.
It was you that instigated it then?
My, detective. That active imagination of yours has taken you on quite some journey.
Madame is tempting to deflect from a subject she obviously does not feel comfortable discussing. The late Viscount and the Major were surely friends then?
Edwin spent much of his time away on business before Angeline was born. Felix was a welcome distraction from the loneliness of the house.
You were alone in the house?
The staff continued their duties, of course, but trying to get any sort of sophisticated or cultured conversation from them was like drawing blood from a stone.
And when Angeline was born?
Edwin remained at home. It was his duty as a father.
And the Major?
He had his own business and life to tend to, but we remained in touch via letter. Around the time of Edwin's passing, Felix had relocated to the area.
Madame is incredibly coy and brief with the information she offers, but with the Viscount's death coinciding with the Major's return, surely a mere coincidence is too far-fetched. I would like to ask you about a letter I found in the Major's study.
I'm sure he has hundreds of letters in there. Most of them could and should have been thrown away a long time ago. You are
All of
going
a
to have to
sudden.
be more specific.
I refer to the letter addressed to you, the one of a romantic nature.
Romantic nature. Oh, please, detective. Felix did not have a romantic bone in his body.
Yeah.
Made his intentions quite clear in the letter. I must admit I myself was surprised.
You really do have quite the active imagination, detective. If that is how you wish to interpret it, so be it. But I can assure you, the Major did not think of me that way, and certainly did not include it in a letter.
Cap.
I think that is all for now. Merci, madame.
She lying. Lying her out her ass.
Oh. Huh.
A roaring fire, I could stand and gaze into the flame for hours. There does not seem to be anything of interest in here.
Aha.
The fallen snow. These perfume bottles look rather expensive. It would be wise to be very careful with them. That's it?
Is this really necessary?
I think that is all for now. Merci.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
A painting of a boat sailing across a vast ocean. The artist is clearly very talented. This area does not pertain to my current.
Ah.
A painting of an atmospheric forest scene. The artist captured the ambience of the forest perfectly.
Huh.
A painting of a majestic mountain, the tip of which pierces the clouds above. The attention to detail is fantastic.
Oh.
I could spend every waking moment reading about the adventures of the characters within these books.
Oh.
Gazing at the stars is truly one of life's simple pleasures. The storeroom.
Huh.
A collection of children's toys, such a shame to see them stored away and not being enjoyed. Considering they have been kept in a storage room, they are all in almost perfect condition. My immediate assumptions would be they belong to Mademoiselle Angeline.
Ah.
The time and skill it takes to build such wonderful timepieces and art form.
Hmm.
A lone story book rests here and it is obvious been read a great number of times, judging by its condition of the spine and pages. I am perhaps not the target demographic, but I understand it to be quite popular amongst the younger audience. To the real lady of the house, happy birthday. Watching you grow into a proper young lady has been more than words can describe. All my love, Felix. I would not have expected to find such a heartfelt message written by Monsieur Hagen. And to Mademoiselle Angeline, is this the usual inscription you would find from a family friend? I cannot seem to get a straight answer from anyone regarding the major. I know he has been friends with Madame van den Bosch for some years, but I must find out if it was anything more. Hmm. Maybe this one and this one?
Order and method. I cannot see the logic in this. Is there something?
Okay, that one and that one and that one and that one. Okay, cool.
I should not be surprised by my own
It is obvious that the major cared for Cassandra. That is no surprise to anyone.
What a revelation!
It seems the major has lived rather comfortably in the Van den Bosch house for many years. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Let's go downstairs. Perhaps it is time to speak with Mademoiselle Angeline again. She should be able to give us valuable pieces of this puzzle.
Detective Poirot, are you any closer to uncovering the truth of Felix's involvement with the letters?
I am, mademoiselle. I can confirm that he was not the author of the blackmail letters.
So the author is still out there.
Oui, but it will not be long before they are apprehended, and the only letters they shall be penning will be from behind iron bars.
Your
Mm.
confidence is rather assuring. Thank you, Detective.
Your comment about the current guest stayed with me last night.
I'm sorry, Detective. I did not intend to leave your mind so full of thoughts.
No apology is required. It actually made me question my whole chain of thinking. What if there had been a collusion between them, and the Major's murder was planned, organized, and orchestrated to make the investigation seem almost impossible?
Oh my, Detective, that is quite a theory.
Every guest has a motive. You confirm that with the mention of Mademoiselle Conrad and the Major's fight. Supplying one another with a rock-solid alibi would surely throw off any detective.
But not you.
Correct, mademoiselle. It would take much more to stump Detective Poirot.
While searching the storage room, I found a book that I assume was a gift from the Major to
I
you.
haven't seen that book in so long. Yes, it was a gift for my 10th birthday. I have read it from cover to cover countless times. He left such a lovely inscription, too.
It sounds as though there is a side to the Major I did not get to see. Was it common for him to bring you gifts?
Not common, but if he had been away for some time, he would bring me a small memento from his travels. He hasn't done that in some time, though.
The toys that were with the book, were they also gifts from the Major?
They were. I'm afraid they may have gathered some dust being in the storage room for so long. I kept them in hope of giving them to my child when the time comes.
It sounds as though he had always cared about you.
His presence at the house was comforting for us both after father died, even if sometimes he was a little too overprotective.
You spoke last night of the Major's support of your
That's
maman.
right. Ever since I can remember, Felix has been around.
It seems as though she has a number of support networks. The Major, her friendship with the Countess, not forgetting Monsieur da Silva.
Maman has many friends. I know how she may seem to most, but once you break the hard shell...
There is a further shell waiting to be broken.
Oh, very good, detective.
Forgive me, mademoiselle. I only jest.
It's quite all right. You're not the only one that feels a razor tongue. She's grateful you are here, especially now, whether she shows it or not.
I'm still yet to see this version of Madame that Mademoiselle Angeline speaks of. I'm not sure I will get my hopes up for a budding friendship. Speaking with the Countess yesterday, she did not have the greatest opinion of the
They
Major.
have often come to blows when it concerns Maman. They are both trying to protect her, but they themselves cannot seem to get along.
She spoke of his desire to join the, how do you describe it? Social elite.
This isn't the first time she has vocalized that concern. She thinks the Major was just using our family name to make his way to the top.
And you do not agree?
I will not deny he has shown interest in Maman's social circles, but they have been friends since even before I was born. Surely all those years of friendship was not just to raise his social standing.
Mademoiselle Angeline obviously does not believe what the Countess had to say about the Major. Perhaps saw jealousy that drives her scandalous theory. If I may be so bold, did the Major contribute to the house?
How do you mean, detective?
I imagine a house of this size is rather costly, keeping it in the immaculate condition it is in.
Maman looks after the financial side of the house, but I think she has had to ask him more than once for a contribution of sorts. It is not for me to get involved.
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
Have everything that is needed to push Madame Mandenbush on her secret. Gotta talk to Cassandra. Previous birthday gift. The Major hasn't helped the house financially. Madame kept the Major around.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
I don't know, I guess. I don't know.
Order and method. This will not get me any closer.
The Major returned after the Viscount's death. Previous birthday gift.
Some would say a lucky guess.
With the Viscount gone, the Major stepped up and acted as a fatherly figure to her. Talk to Cassandra. Is Cassandra downstairs? No. Wait, is she upstairs or? Yeah, she's upstairs. Has to be. Let me check the library. Oh. Yeah, she's upstairs for sure.
Is this really necessary?
If you are correct and the Major had no romantic feeling towards you, why would he keep a photograph of you and Mademoiselle Angeline hidden?
He may have stayed in my home, but Felix was a grown man, Detective. What he kept, hidden or otherwise, has nothing to do with me.
But it does not surprise you that he had such a photograph?
We have been friends, and he has been there for Angeline for many years, but you find it strange that he keeps a reminder of us? Perhaps that says more about you, Detective.
What I do find strange is that if he did hold a flame for you, why he would never express it.
If he did, it was not reciprocated. I have not even considered another since my husband's passing. Not that it is any of your business.
I think that is all for now. Merci, madame.
Cassandra has a romantic feelings towards the Major. Mm.
I must take a different approach. Is there something?
Yes, I don't know. This one.
I must act on thought and
No, it's this one. Major hasn't helped the house financially. Doesn't make sense, but alright.
magnifique.
As much as she tries to deny it, Cassandra shared the Major's feelings in some capacity. Talk to Cassandra.
Is this real?
Push on why Cassandra has housed the Major for so
Who
long.
I allow in my house is none of your business. I do not have to explain anything to you.
Yes, you do.
I did not think you were one for charity.
I would not expect you to think much of anything. There is no need to talk on it any further, but I'm sure you will remember that, financially speaking, we have had our issues.
Have all the evidence I need to confirm Madame Van den Bosch. It is my approach to the questions that I must consider. She will no doubt be defensive when pushed, but that may be the only way as she will not give up any information she does not want to easily. Suggestive or forceful? Should I do it forcefully? And yet you allow the Major to reside here even without contributing? Why is it you protect the name? Let's go
He was a
forcefully.
man that
Yeah.
required no protection, Detective, especially from me.
That is the impression I had of him, which is why your defensive stance warrants questioning.
Your insistent questioning on such trivial matters are getting on my last nerve. There is a murderer and a blackmailer to be found. That is your job here.
His declaration of love meant nothing to you then? Judging by the Major's words in the letter, it was not only one that he sent declaring his love.
Your continued probing
Damn it,
into
it was
something
wrong.
that does not exist is becoming quite tiresome. There is nothing I can tell you that will magically present what you are looking for, Detective. I have grown weary of this conversation, Poirot.
Okay, let's forcefully get it out of her.
Madame,
And you can...
but when it
If only you were this...
Madame,
Very well. I did not lie about how we met. I was attending an event, raising money for... Oh, I cannot recall now. It had been some time since I had returned home, and was rather missing English soil. I was aware of Felix's invitation, or at least that there was to be several British officers attending the party, and that is where our friendship began. He was a warm reminder of home, and I enjoyed conversing with him. We shared walks in the park and read together. As I said, he was a welcome distraction from the days spent alone. I shall go no further with the details, but I will say, I had no intention on being unfaithful to my husband. It was never our plan to go that far. Once I found out I was pregnant, I knew it had to stop.
The Viscount never questioned Mademoiselle's birth?
In his mind, he had no reason to, and he shouldn't have had to. It was my mistake to bear. If he knew the truth, our lives would have been ruined. I told Felix that he was to stay away, but he had no intention to. He became an uncle figure to Angeline, and they grew closer after Edwin's death. I could not tell her the truth. Too much time had passed. The secret remained only between him and I.
And what were the Major's thoughts on revealing the truth?
He wanted to tell her everything. He wanted her to know exactly who he was. But I told him no. It would not have been the poignant reconciliation that he expected. She would not understand.
Tell me about the letters.
I tried to retrieve them from the safe after everyone had retired last night.
That was
But
her.
when I opened the safe, they were nowhere to be found. I assumed he must have hidden them somewhere else.
When I entered the study this morning, they were as visible as a red notice on a police station wall.
I would appreciate if you did not compare them to the face of a wanted felon.
Pardon, madame.
But that does mean someone else in the house has seen them. I don't understand. Why would they return them?
A mystery that is still yet to be solved.
Madame was being set aside by another. It seems we also have a thief within these walls to add to the list of criminals. A thief that returns their spoils. Can I assume this is the secret that has been used for ransom?
It must be. But I have told no one.
And the Major?
Felix promised me he wouldn't tell a soul, and I believed him. Not even if he wanted to.
If the Major had let slip even once throughout the years, perhaps in an intoxicated state, it is a secret that many would seek an opportunity to gain from.
You did not think anyone knew, and that is why you disregarded the letter.
If you bow to these criminals, they will only try to claw more from you.
I think that is all for now.
The uncertain connection between the Major and the ransom has been resolved. The Major was being blackmailed, and the letters were not written by his hand. What remains unsolved is why the Major was being blackmailed. 2 cases of extortion under one roof. The question of the relationship must be asked. The Major's secret is anything but obvious from his letters. I now have a blackmailer and a murderer and a weapon to find. If the correct process is followed, they shall be one found swiftly. I should take my leave. This room has already been revealed enough new insights into the Madame's and Major lives. Yeah, out there. I had my suspicion that Madame Van den Bosch and the Major shared a romantic relationship, but I did not expect the revelation of his connections to Mademoiselle Angeline. I am now one of the very few that hold Madame's secret.
Detective Poirot, how is your investigation coming?
Monsieur Sterling, I must
Doing
admit,
good, Archie.
I have learned much more than I was expecting to.
You'll be wrapping the case up soon, then.
One has never finished learning, monsieur, and in this case, I shall need to continue if I am to find the Major's killer.
It might help to vocalize your thinking. I'm all ears.
Monsieur Sterling offers an interesting concept. If I was to state the current position of my investigation while holding back certain truth, the guilt parties may realize I am hot on their heels and reveal their hand.
Monsieur, would you gather the guests and staff in the salon?
Right away, Detective. Can I ask for what reason?
I shall reveal all once everyone is together.
Chapter 6. Let's go.